Good morning and welcome to Market Monday for January 19th, 2026. And before we look ahead to 2026, let us take a moment to review the busy year global financial markets just had. After a tumble due to tariff uncertainty in April, the S&P 500 finished the year up 16%. U.S. bonds found some footing last year with the aggregate bond index returning 7%. And the bigger stories, however, were found outside the U.S. The International Developed Countries Stock Index returned 32%, and the Emerging Countries Stock Index returned 33%. Metals were arguably the biggest story of 2025. The uncertainty surrounding inflation and government debt, as well as steady buying by central banks across the globe, drove gold and silver to new heights. Gold closed the year out up 65%, changing hands around $4,300 an ounce, while silver rang in the new year around $72 an ounce, which represented a whopping gain of 144%. Many of the woes felt by the dollar and the markets can be attributed to U.S. fiscal policy. Elevated deficits, rising interest expenses, and tariff whiplash created an air of uncertainty that allowed hard assets, think gold and silver, to flourish. Central banks continued adding to their gold reserves, with retail investors following suit. The result was a historic run in the quote-unquote shiny rocks, which caught many forecasters off guard. And as we look forward to 2026, many of the same themes remain in focus. The Federal Reserve is still trying to balance inflation and unemployment, leaving questions about their policies moving forward. And trade policy is still in question. The Supreme Court's landmark ruling on tariffs was delayed. And we currently have no guidance on when to expect that decision. Of course, the titans of the technology industry will continue their massive investment into AI, with forecasts projecting spending growth at 40% annually through the end of 2027. And finally, we look to see if international and hard assets can continue their outperformance, especially if the dollar's weakness reverses. Will these trends continue? Only time is going to tell. And if 2025 taught us anything, it's that picking winners is really, really hard. While the S&P 500 posted a respectable 16% gain in 25, international indices returned 30%. In fact, 2025 was the first time in 15 years that the rest of the world outperformed the US. Is this a sign that US market dominance has come to an end, or is it just a brief anomaly? These are the factors that drive our use of strategic allocations to construct diversified portfolios that adapt to the dynamic market conditions. And with that, we close out your 2025 year in review. And as always, thank you for watching this week's edition of Market Monday, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.